Madden 25 just got another important update ahead of week 1, and we're going to also take a look at some of the things that were added in the title update a few days ago that we weren't able to go over more in depth because they weren't in the patch notes. So we're going to go over the new rosters that dropped today, the official week 1 rosters that have all of the undrafted free agent moves, the trades, and all of the roster cuts so that you could start your franchise modes. We're going to also look at some of the player likeness and the hair details that were not in the patch notes as well. And I also want to mention, for those of you that don't know, Madden 25 is officially free to play for week 1, just like every year. So for the next 4 days, it is free to play. So if you haven't tried it out yet, if you want to try it out and see if you like it before you buy it, this is the time to do it. You can go download it for free and play the game for the next 4 days. And if you're new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of these important updates, and make sure you subscribe and turn the bell icon on, because we always get a ton of updates every month for this game. Sometimes the game goes free to play. Sometimes they add some really new cool things to the game. And if you want to always be up to date, you got to make sure you're subscribed. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos actually aren't subs, so you could be missing out on some very important videos and you don't even know it. So let's first start with the roster update. I'm going to go over some of the changes that were made. Keep in mind, I don't know every change that was made. I'm just going to show a few ones that I know about, but every team should have their 53-man official roster. Also keep in mind, if players are on a team's practice squad, like Dalvin Cook for the Cowboys, for example, they're not going to be on the actual active roster in game. So if you go into franchise mode, you have to sign practice squad players off of the free agent list and then put them on your practice squad. So if we take a look at the Chiefs here, we've got the rookie standout from the preseason, Carson Steele. He is now officially on the team, and we saw him in some action last night. I want to say Samaje Perine is new as well. I don't think he was on the roster before this update just went through. He is kind of one of their backup running backs now as well, with Clyde Edwards-Helaire being down. We've also got Marlon Tuipulotu. I believe that's how you say his name. He is now officially on the Chiefs roster as well. For the Bengals here, we have their rookie standout linebacker who had a really good preseason. He made the final roster, so he is now officially on the team. For the Giants, we have their rookie left guard now in the game as well. And we've also got the Malik Neighbors official jersey change to number 1. I believe this was previously retired for a Giants legend, but they're bringing it back for Malik Neighbors, so that is now officially in the game. We've got Braden McGregor, the rookie edge rusher for the Jets at 80 speed. He is now on the Jets official roster. The rookie linebacker for the Rams, Omar Speights, at 84 speed, which is nice. He is now on the Rams official roster. Got a few guys here for the Saints, which I know a little bit better because they're my team. We've got the camp standout, Mason Tipton, the rookie wide receiver, at 94 speed, which is nice to see. He is on the Saints official roster. Also, I noticed that Rashid Shaheed has 96 speed now. I don't know if this was changed previously, but he definitely was not this fast last year in the game, so it's good to see that he has a speed bump. Another big standout for the preseason, Rico Payton, the rookie cornerback on the Saints team. Glad to see him there. 86 speed though, man, that guy is slow. Also to note, Kool-Aid McKinstry did just change his number today to number 14, so that's going to probably be in the next roster update since it was just changed a few hours ago. And the Saints also have their rookie punter, Matthew Hayball, in the game as well. Here's a big one for the Titans, Ernest Jones, who was just acquired recently in a trade, 77 overall, 84 speed, a young, promising linebacker. He's now on the Titans. And their rookie tight end, David Martin Robinson, is also in the game with 85 speed, pretty fast for a tight end. Steelers got their rookie cornerback, Beanie Bishop Jr., on the team as well. I saw a lot of Steelers fans asking about him. We've got Antonio Gibson for the Patriots. I don't know if he was on the roster previously. I don't think he was, but it's also notable that he did change to number 4, so that has been updated. Same with Kayshon Boutte. He did change his number to 9. I believe he wore 80 last year, so they have all of those updates in. Jags starting cornerback Tyson Campbell also changed to number 3, so it looks like they've got most of the stuff in as of late yesterday. There may be a few things that are still missing or aren't perfect, but they seem like they got most of the little details and most of the roster moves. Now we're going to continue on with all of the rest of the stuff you need to know, but really quickly, here's a word from today's video sponsor. Okay, looks like we got a quarterback, rare gold, 89 overall. Okay, that's not bad. Today's video is sponsored by Football Head Coach 25. Football Head Coach 25 is a football management game with the NFLPA license where you can build your own roster with your favorite players. Here you can see a look at the main menu screen. We're going to go to the team here and we are going to take a look at our roster. As you can see, our roster is not very good. We need to upgrade them. Now you can upgrade your roster by completing player trade challenges, buying players in the transfer market, or purchasing packs. Now we're going to go ahead here and look at the Mega Gold Elite pack and we're going to see what we get. Okay, looks like we got a quarterback, rare gold, 89 overall. Okay, that's not bad. And it's Josh Allen. We can definitely use Josh Allen on this team. And that's not all. We've got some other good cards in here. Keenan Allen, Joe Mixon. We got Josh Jacobs. We've got Devon Witherspoon. I mean, this is a pretty good set of players here. And now you can see our team looks a lot more ready to go. We've got a pretty good offense, a pretty solid defense. We should be able to be pretty good with this. Now we can go into game planning here. We can add different shotgun sets. We can pick whatever formations we want to use. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put my passing up to 70% here because we're going to sling the rock. Now we're in a quick game here and we can see what's going to carry out on the field as it simulates the game. We punch it in for a big touchdown right there. We're looking pretty good right now. Let's see if we can go up 3 touchdowns. We're about at the goal line here and we're going to punch it in with Josh Jacobs. And we take away the W. We actually won by quite a bit, 77-14. Upgrading our roster really paid dividends here as we blew our opponents out. And that's not all. Football Head Coach also even offers a weekend league where you can earn some amazing rewards. Qualify during the week and compete against other players for top prizes in Weekend League. Football Head Coach 25 is free to download via the App Store and the Play Store. You can also scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description. Now let's take a look at the player likeness. They updated a bunch of these a few days ago, but they did not list a lot of these in the game. So we're just going to run through all of them again. Some of them you may have seen already. We're going to start with Devontae Adams. He was not listed and he had not had an update since his initial rookie scan many years ago. So it's nice to see him get a much needed update with the updated hair. He looks a lot better. Myles Garrett also got an updated face scan for the first time in a few years. I think this is his 3rd scan in the game. He had his rookie scan and then he had the scan when he had his dreads. Now he's cut his hair again, so this is a more updated look for Myles Garrett. Vikings fullback CJ Ham finally got his player likeness in the game as well. He had never been in the game before. He was also not listed on the website. They've also got his earrings in the game as well. They've been doing this with a lot of players trying to get those little touches down. Deontay Johnson, the receiver for the Panthers, also got an updated scan with his updated hair. So it's good to see that they're going through and they're making these changes to some of the veteran players. Another one that wasn't listed was Brock Purdy. Now he got a face scan last year, but many of you might remember that he looked kind of weird. They definitely went in and cleaned it up. He looks a lot more like his real life self now, whereas before he just looked kind of awkward. He looked off. Kyler Gordon, the cornerback for the Bears, also received a player likeness update. He finally got a face scan. He was generic before. Again, he was also not listed on the site, but as you can see, he is now in the game. Now we talked about this guy a little earlier when we went over the rosters. Marlon Tuipulotu, defensive tackle for the Chiefs. His player likeness is now in the game. He was previously on the Eagles, I believe, and now he is on the Chiefs roster and he's got his likeness in the game. We also got a punter in the game. The Patriots punter, Bryce Behringer, is now in the game as well. You don't see him add a lot of kickers and punters, but they have been updating them a little bit more recently, and this is the latest one. Now, some of these you may have seen if you watched the video a couple days ago, but we do have the updated likeness for Joe Burrow with the blonde buzz cut. Breece Hall also got his much needed update in the game, as you can see right here, looking on point. Finally got one of the best running backs in the game in. We also got Rashee Rice, the second-year receiver for the Chiefs, in the game as well with the updated hair, looking good. We got the veteran Kenny Clark of the Packers. He had never been in the game before, but he is now finally in. We got some rookies like Brock Bowers. He was added into the game as well, looking on point. We got Xavier Worthy of the Chiefs. He's also in the game, and he also got his neck tats, which I thought was pretty interesting. They're starting to do more of that for players, which I love to see because it just makes their likeness that much more real. We got Ricky Pearsall, the wide receiver rookie for the Niners. He also has his neck tattoo in the game as well. So again, they're kind of paying more attention to that stuff as of late. We've got Quinyon Mitchell, the rookie cornerback for the Eagles. He also has his earrings and his nose ring in. And the other cornerback, Cooper DeJean, is in the game as well, as you can see right here. Now, they also did some hair updates hanging out of the helmet here, which is something a lot of people have been asking for. You can see Kyler Gordon, he's got his real hair hanging out of his helmet. Same for Justin Jefferson, so they don't have like the generic dreads hanging out the helmet. They now have the short dreads that hang out. They kind of match what the player looks like. Same here for CJ Stroud, so I like to see that they're finally doing that. Now, it's not only the short dreads either. They also did it for the short long hair here for guys like Herbert, so it's good to see just those little details. They're going to keep updating these on a lot of players to make them look as lifelike as possible. So before, you didn't see any of Herbert's hair coming out of the helmet, but now he has it. Same for guys like Kenny Pickett as well. He will also have this. So going forward, when you see a lot of the players with the short long hair or the short dreads, they're going to keep updating these to have them barely sticking out of the helmets instead of before where it just showed nothing or it showed them way too long, which wasn't accurate. However, they did mess up a few players. So with Jaden Daniels, you can see his is messed up. His is supposed to actually look more like Justin Jefferson's. And I did get word that he is going to be updated in the next one. They're going to fix that. They got to fix this with some other guys too, like Anthony Richardson, and there's a number of other younger players that they're going to be fixing this with very soon to have it updated to look like their actual hair. So just keep that in mind. Some of them are still not accurate, but they are working on them, and they're going to be fixed very soon. Now, T. Higgins did just recently cut his dreads off, but they don't have a new updated scan for him yet. I think they're going to be working on one. However, if you look on field, they have addressed this on field, so you won't see him hanging out of the back of the helmet anymore. And this is mostly how you see the players because you're playing the game and they're on the field. So he will have the updated look on field, and you won't see him hanging out of the back of his helmet since he cut him in real life. We also got some new face masks added to the game as well. You could see Tua's 808 for the Vices 02, his face masks in the game. They had a number of new face masks for the Vices 02 helmet and for the Shut F7 helmet. Now, unfortunately, the F7 face masks are bugged, and these supposedly were not supposed to go out in this update because there was an issue with them. This is going to be fixed in the next update. From what I heard, they got the F7 issues fixed, but as you can see, it's not lining up correctly with the helmet. Now, I'm not as familiar with face masks as everybody else, but I heard that they did add Travis Kelce's face mask and Jalen Ramsey's. I'm not sure which exact ones those are, but again, the F7 jagged masks and some of the other ones they added are bugged, and they're going to be fixed in the update. The Vices 02 face masks, for the most part, I believe should be okay. They also did add in the Brazil stadium, so here's a look. Now, keep in mind, they don't have the actual rights to the stadium, so it is like a generic version of the stadium. It does not look like the real stadium, but they've got some of the stuff on the walls and, you know, trying to dress it up to look like the Brazil stadium just a little bit, but it isn't quite exactly that. But for the Brazil game that they're playing tomorrow, you have somewhat of a version of that in the game that you can play at. Taking a look here at some of the new plays in the Eagles playbook. So in the Trey Open, they have 3 new plays right here: the mid screen, the RPO, and the slot drive. I really like these mid screens. They're actually very, very effective versus zone defense. They're like a tunnel screen, so it's good to see that they're updating the playbooks even after release, and the Eagles definitely got a bunch of these new plays. Some more plays here in the Eagles playbook: the motion plays and the trips tight end flex. Now, the play motion wide post is actually one of the better passing plays in the game. You don't have it in a lot of playbooks. These motion wheels are actually very, very good in this game, but you also have a post route, you have a zig route. So this is actually a really good play. I actually think the Eagles playbook took a big step up with this update with all these plays added. They had like over 40 plays added to their playbook, and it was already a pretty good playbook. As you can see, just a lot of good stuff here. In the tight Y off, we've got 3 new plays right here: the tackle trap, the PA jailbreak screen, and the hammer dagger. We also got some new plays in the bunch X nasty, which is one of the better passing formations in the game. We have these 3 goal line plays here. So these are more short plays for when you are on the goal line to try to sneak a guy into the end zone. And they also got the normal Y off close, which is a great formation. And if you look here, they have a ton of plays here. It's about 21 plays, a lot of cheat motion plays. This actually is a formation that I think you can scheme out of because they have different versions of cheat motions, some going to the left, some going to the right, so you can kind of mix and match a lot of these plays and really throw your opponents off. You've got screens, you've got some good routes, RPOs, some good runs, so definitely something worth taking a look at. Now, if you want to look further into what happened in the previous update in terms of gameplay and franchise changes, make sure to check out this video right here on the screen.